Hello, Reckoning7 and welcome back to Commission Red Thunder. We continue to go tank hunting on the frozen Hungarian plains in the Rites of Spring scenario. And thus far it's been, well, relatively successful. So we've knocked out 4 German Panzer IVs and a half-track. Nominally for the cost of 1 of our tank destroyers. But in reality we've also had 2 mission-killed tank destroyers because their main armament's out of use. And they don't have a secondary armament. So really we're trading at 4 for 3, which is a lot less favourable than it looks perhaps on paper. However, we're still in a good position. We've taken half the objectives, we're closing in on a third, and we're kind of getting ready to push it in on Assembly Farm, and our infantry casualties have been very, very light, which is an unusual place to be for me, to be honest. Okay, so what's the plan? Well, we know of 3 German Panzer locations. We've got confirmed Panzer back here, the only one that's inflicted a kill upon us. We've a spot of a Panzer in front down here, and we've had a previous spot back of this tree line, so that's maybe not confirmed, but I suspect it's another kind of defense in depth position they've got there. And that's it. I suspect there's infantry around the farm, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so what is the plan? Well, I need a little bit, I think, a few minutes to reorganize my forces, so probably over the next 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to continue just to sweep the rest of this objective with my Tanko Desanti or SMG troops here. Yes, submachine gun troops. Just to clear that objective, I'm going to continue pushing forward our scouting recon squads here until they bump into something. I'm also going to relocate some troops to deal with the Panzer on our left flank. So I'm going to grab this SU-100 and his platoon buddy back here. And I'm also going to bring the mission-killed tank destroyer here with no main armament. And he's probably going to lead the line for us. Sorry, but that's kind of the way it goes. So potentially he can draw a little bit of fire while the other 2 can then engage and kill the target. The plan is just going to get 3 of them to swing round to this left-hand flank and kind of approach from this angle. It's not really a flank, it's just kind of an angle of head-on, given, these are tanks with working turrets. It's not going to buy us much in the way of time, and given our previous abilities at spotting, I still think we're not going to get the first shot in, but we'll do what we can. And we'll also stick some infantry, hopefully close enough to see what's going on, although I'm a little worried they'll get spotted this close and potentially engaged. They also don't have a radio, so even if they know about it, there's no way they can tell anyone. So it's not like the information is going to get passed through my command change. But it's nice to know as a player. So that's what we're going to do, swing them out there. We've got our kind of reserve, platoon and tank destroyers just chilling in the middle, which I'm happy to leave them there. Again, their plan is to bring them forward and use them in the attack on the farm. And then I've got our kind of 3 tank destroyers on this right hand side, which aren't doing it too much. So I'm going to bring them forward into this field. Not planning to engage this Panzer straight off the bat. I'll continue to push forward with my scouts here, see what we can see, but just having a position where they can maybe start to, well, either go on a head-on fight if we start feeling a bit short for time, or can swing round and offer a flanking position. I mean, once we've cleared out the armour, I'm probably going to kind of bring a lot of tank destroyers in range of the farm and just use up whatever HE I've got left on it. I've not seen any AT pieces anywhere on this map thus far, but it would give me cause concern that we're going to find one of those. But there we go. Okay, so what I will do now then is I'm going to run and play the next couple minutes just offline, because I think it's mainly just tidying up. If something exciting happens, obviously I'll bring you guys back and show that. Otherwise, we'll maybe come back when we're in a position and we want to move in on this Panzer here. So I'll see you then. Okay, so as promised, I'm pretty much 5 minutes further down the line. We're just getting our scouts into position. I even went and did the sensible thing of breaking up a scout team, which is just as well, because they don't spot the tank until it guns them down. Because apparently the poor spotting ability extends to Russian infantry as well. But yeah, we finally get confirmation of our Panzer IV lurking at the back here. Nicely nestled behind a tree line. Fine and dandy. The other thing which happened essentially at the same time was we had this drivers on one of the tanks here, or crew I should say, one of the tanks here. I'd just been kind of moving in my command squad here up towards it to take care of it. Not priority, just because we're heading that direction as it stands. I noticed that apparently this tank destroyer fed up, not having anything to do, and decides that it was a valuable use of its HE round to take care of that German spying on him. So nothing quite like overkill. Speaking of tank destroyers, we can't see it now. We did earlier get a spot in here of a German tank destroyer, actually angled off towards this direction, so it seems to have been drawn in for the fighting. So that's given us a little bit pause for thought, and is one of the reasons why we pulled our tank back to this position, because I didn't want him exposed to that tank destroyer. Meanwhile, we have also seen some infantry for the first time. We aren't engaging it yet, but at least we do know there's another kind of German squad in amongst there. But we are back, and we are, I think, in a position we're going to try and take on this Panzer. And we're probably going to do the same in this right-hand flank as well, where, to be honest, it's kind of ending up in a bit of a head-on engagement, more than I really want it to be. But they're in a good position. They aren't easily flanked. At least I think if we knock this one out, it should allow us to flank the remainder of their positions. Hopefully. We've had nothing else come of that suspected point back here. But there must be maybe another. How many times have we knocked out one? No, so we've knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've seen another 5, 6. Okay. Trying to think what kind of numbers to go around in, but then you might not have full squads and all sorts of if, buts, and maybes. So, things we're going to do. I think I'd very much like you to head up to this position about here, which I think should give you good sight into that Panzer there. This is our unfortunate tank, and by which I mean he's going to drive forward and tank some shots, which is slightly unfortunate, but kind of the way it goes. It's really just to compensate for the poor line of sight or visibility, not line of sight that the other tanks have. So you're going to dry up frontal armor towards that, and then we have our other actual working SU-100, who I'd like to try and get in a position to engage. In hindsight, probably should have had you spun out wide. And now I don't like the position I've put you in. Why don't we have you come in through the forest then? I worry we're getting so close that they're going to start punching holes in our armor, which we have seen, although we tanked a few very close shots over here. Yeah, so all going well. He gets a few dongs. Our driver, our commander here, actually sees the tank, and then all goes well from that point forward. Excellent. Right, I will have you guys hunt along here, just in case there's some crew left. I'm going to have you guys jump the gap and then hunt along there. Again, just mop up as we go. And then the question is, do we want to make a move on this Panzer? And yeah, it's coming down to that slight feeling of time pressure. Three of us could take a position along here. You think you'd like it blocks the tank destroyer out of the way, and you like to think a 3-on-1 is an engagement we are going to win. So why don't we do that? My only concern here is the angle at which we approach, because we want to make sure again we're coming front on. Could just do something like this, although I feel like we're too close to this hill. I'm just going to make it work though. We're going to have you hunt. I know you guys can't see anything, but I promise you there is a tank there. But let's have you just hunt all the way up to this point. Okay. And again, 3-on-1 should go in our favour. Now, if there is another tank hiding back here that just has kept himself hidden, then perhaps, yeah, perhaps this gentleman is a poor move then, because that's just going to expose our flank. I don't really want to be shot in the flank. No, we'll have you come up and we'll hunt alongside your friend there. Again, I had hoped to get a much better flank position, but yeah, the time it's taking us to defeat this defense in depth is just not affording us that possibility. Which, okay, credit to Germans, that's a reasonable defensive line they've put together then. I'd like you gents to try and get across the road. You're going down to that spotting position, which is good, and you've finished clearing out the vineyards, which is probably the end of your role, to be honest. Okay. It's not the greatest plan in the world. I'm not used to attacking things head on and relying on armor, but see how it goes. So who should we drive with? You're probably going to have a good view of proceedings. Now the question is he going to expose himself early enough, or is the tank going to lock onto this target? We may have got our timing slightly off. But we are a nice low profile. We've got a little bit of concealment. I'm not rating my chances too much. Dung indeed. Okay, he's got the spot. Round 2 comes in, knocks out his main gun. Man, these weapons! Now you're just sitting tanking damage. You can see, but that's no use to me. Ah, the plan, oh, and you can't even see. Okay, is actually fair. So the plan, no, okay, the plan didn't work. The theory worked. I just didn't expose this guy quickly enough. Now we've got yet another mission kill. I mean, to be fair, 2 shots to the good before I managed to respond, so I can't really blame the Germans for that one. Okay, we have got our eyes back then at least. Point ourselves in the right direction. Quite a nice sight, these 3 tank destroyers rolling across the fields. Should be able to spot them from here. They've got to the end of their move orders. Might not have the shot from there. Yeah, that's not much, is it? But it's not nothing. Okay. I'm going to leave you there. One of these guys I think we're going to bring around the far side. And you, again, you have... Let's go to your kind of... Gun, yeah, gun cannot see. There's a problem. Our commander can probably get a view. Gun, no line of sight. So that's fair. Let's just check your gun barrel. I mean, it's a ridiculous shot, but I think you've got something on there. So let's give you, I don't know, 30-second pause, and then we'll have you roll forward. I've scooch. Technical term, that. Okay. Again, slightly worried about getting pinged in the side. Okay, over here, where things have gone awry. I'm not sure that's going to give you the angle you need, although you think it should. Let's be honest, from where you are, you should probably be able to get that shot off. It's just a bit of hedge roll. He can definitely see. Turret there. I'm not sure you need to advance. I'll scoot you forward one action square, although I'm worried that's just going to expose yourself. I'm going to have you still be loud and blatant and maneuver forward just so he has a continue as a target, and you are just going to sit and tank it, I'm afraid, gentlemen. And my idea is we can get in behind this tank destroyer. Okay, everyone else seems to be moving okay. You're just doing a little bit of scouting for me, which is fine and dandy. You gents can also kind of head over in this direction now. Supporting. Good, 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 good. You can come help engage those infantry. Alright, let's stick with... Well, this is our tank of dreams, I think, at the minute. It's not the most obvious of view locks. Maybe we'll just stick here and he should drive into a position we can see. Okay. Another round. Our hapless tank destroyer. Come on, man, make the spot. There you go. Avenge your colleagues. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, that worked quite well. Eventually. I mean, I've traded another 1 for 1, so we're not going to call it a great win. But at least the armor has saved my crew's lives, which is something. So it's a third shot it's taken, bounced the weapon mount. This thing is just getting pummeled, look at that. Oh, and there's number 4. And then down she goes. So that's pretty good. That's 4 frontal shots she's tanked. Albeit, they've taken out her gun. And then we can have a quick squiz at what this looks like from the German perspective. You can see both my tank destroyed. Look at how clear a target that is. That's actually, in his defense, that's a pretty good spot and engagement he's made on the tank destroyer. There's not a lot to see there. So, credit to you, German. And he's like, hit it again! Which is fair. It does identify our actual lethal one. That's the last thing he sees. Cool. Alright, let's jump over to this side. Let's see if anyone sees anything. Yeah, the feeling the answer is no. Okay, he's now moving forward. Okay. Alright, let's, you're going to advance to this position. I think we're just going to continue to advance and take the risk on the side view here. And again, I think there's a good chance we're going to lose another frontal weapon there in the engagements. But time is ticking and we need to trade. And if trading is one for one is how it needs to be done, then that's how it needs to be done. Okay, which importantly means we need to make some maneuvers over on this side. I think that's going to be jumping up onto this road. Let's get you through here, into here, and then along this way. Hopefully we can get past this hulk. And then use this position to get in behind. And again, it'd be interesting actually to see if we do spot anything over there. I'd like you to rescue your buddy, because it's the kind of thing I like to do. And then you gents will continue to kind of push out to this flank. Good. Tell you what, you can hang around here as a bit of a battle taxi for these gentlemen. I think you're going to come and be a little bit of a canary. For my other tank destroyer here. To the point I'd quite like to see if I can get you in front here. Okay, good. Alright, let's see if we can pop this beast. Then I might have to take a few minutes to reposition all my forces again. Oh, another kind of half-track type thing. Let's be honest, these don't scare me at this stage. Who do you think is going to make the first spot? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, the Germans. I think the Germans are going to make the first spot. I'm waiting for that ping. Really? Okay. Mayhap we didn't quite get the sightlines right. Oh, you've seen something you can shoot at. Which is going to alert this Panzer if nothing else. Although, let's be honest, he was probably pretty alerted. What have we found back here? Looks like there's a half-track facing a wall. Okay. Nope. Oh yeah, that's just from you guys. Okay. I kind of feel like you should be able to see that tank. Yeah? Yeah. That's definitely something you see, so I'm just going to leave you sitting there. Let's get my scouts continue to do scouty things. We'll leave you guys there for a minute, and we found some more Germans. Okay, that's fine. So we need to knock out tank destroyer, Panzer IV, and then hopefully collapse around with whatever is left. Fine and dandy. Okay, what I'm going to do is put a little bit of a cut in here as I try and reorient my forces. I'm going to leave them sitting where they are right now. If we blow something up, I'll be sure to come tell you about it. I did the classic thing of cutting away and then a bunch of stuff happened. So I've literally done in no time whatsoever. We'll run through some instances here. So you can see all three of my tank destroyers are now getting in on this let's shoot some half-tracks action. Which I support to a certain extent. It's not really their jobs. But I will take a dead half-track. Mainly just killing trees at this stage. So there's two of them spotted and they are responding. Okay. Nice kill on one of them. Clips the weapon mount, kills everyone in it. And then hits the side of that one. So two dead half-tracks. At least I don't have to worry too much around my squishy forces. However, that generated a lot of noise. Made us rather visible. And, oh, I see, that took out the straight gun straight away. No. It was a previous hit. He takes out the half-track. There you go. Hitting the weapon mount. So this Panzer, I'm guessing, has woken up, realised we're here. We still can't see him because we can't see anything, and is starting to take pot shots. So I'm going to use the same tank before. He's going to sit there and literally tank, while these two gentlemen push forward in an attempt to identify, spot, and kill that Panzer. So let's just stay alive, and we'll do that right now. You're going to push up to about here. We're going to push up to about there. Ridiculously close range for actually having to spot something in the trees, but c'est la vie. Fine and dandy. Yeah, and I would like my other tank destroyer to get in behind. So you're advancing quite handily. Probably going to end up in front of your so-called canary. And it's just a question of when we want to kind of round this this piece to face off against this tank destroyer. Actually, in a bit of a dip, perhaps. It's quite hard to see. We get to this kind of gap here. Oh no, there she is. Now, obviously that's us spotting it. Our fine Soviet friends here is a whole other kettle of fish. Gotta find that position again. So I think we want to kind of come along the back of this bank here. And then it was this position, I believe, right here. Good. Right there. Okay. Good. And we do have a bunch of other, excuse me, S-100s sitting back here, which again we had earmarked for taking on the building itself. And all going well, we'll have 2 left over on this side as well. For our final push in. Alright, well, let's stay here. You're playing about position. Let's find out if we can't actually spot this Panzer. Now the problem, the worst thing here would be if this chap decides to run away, because then the Panzer will find a new target. How did you not see that? Even I saw that. Come on, man. Oh, your mate's seen it. He's just like, what are you guys shooting at? Oh, there you go. And you stole the kill in the end. Alright, good job. Ish. A lot of one-for-one trades here. And then be like, do you know, the tank was really hard to spot, but a little guy running around on the ground, got it. I've got it. What? Hang on. So after you prioritize the scout, who you missed, it's an interesting choice. Oh, look at that, right the way through. That's brutal. Okay. Good, so there's only one piece of armor left we know about. Always the potential for others. I think now is when we start to collapse in. I don't want to bring up my reserve SU-100s just yet. Oh man, you guys have taken loads of casualties. I entirely missed that. When and where and... how and why? Hang on, let me go find their bodies. I found them. Yeah, okay, so when I was being fixated on my tank destroyer thing on Panzers, I think I had left these gentlemen in range of the, probably the tank destroyer, yeah. Who, you put some HE shells to work. Sorry. I will send some medics down there to deal with it. Okay, so we wanna move in on this tank destroyer. We could do is try and engage it from two sides at once. You're probably another minute or so away. Let's push up with these three and get ready to take a position around the back of the farm. Then we'll maybe try and squeeze this gentleman from two sides, given that he is facing the wrong way. You know, we could bring one of our secondary tank destroyer into kind of this position as well. So hopefully between the two of them, we'll make a spot. You know, given how well we've been spotting things. No guarantees, but we'll see how it goes. Let's do that. Let's have you come into a position where you're going to swing round wide. Whereas you're going to move in a little bit closer to the house, I think. Gotta watch you don't get in too close. Well, let's send you in as a bit of a decoy. And I could actually grab some of... you could actually spend... rather than push up the main road with this infantry, send them around this side. Might be a better way of doing it. And then I've got... well, I had some of this infantry. Got a recon. I've got a couple of squads that can push into this front. We'll get these gents to push in from the back. That might be a better way of doing it. Alright, I'm going to go that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to organise that. I think I'll probably run the next minute because I don't think anything's going to happen. And then maybe we'll come back one last time to see if we can't knock out this tank destroyer. And then we can have the final assault on the farm in my next video. So I'll go and plug these movement orders in to swing them. How far and wide can I swing them before they hit this tank destroyer without having to backtrack? That could be a problem. I'll go find a way around it. Okay, so we're ready to spring the trap on this tank destroyer. I don't think it's much of a trap. Close the noose, perhaps. So I'm going to use 3 of my SU-100s. I've got one coming in from this flank. I'm going to put a target armor on just so he doesn't get distracted by any forces in this little area. And I've got a supporting SU-100 who can engage troops or half-tracks, wherever he sees in front of it instead. We've got our backline friend coming in over the hump here. And as well, a hull down position would be awesome. You know, I'm going to get you to scoot right up onto that because I don't trust your ability to see things. And then I've taken the working SU-100 here and put them on a 45-second delay and then had them drive into this forward position. The idea being if they start to identify and turn to engage someone else, hopefully he can come in and distract. I'm also having this third squad, or the one man that's left, attempt to cross the road again. Because last minute we tried to cross the road and he got shot at by the tank, or the tank destroyer, and I'm happy for that to do it again because it'll bide some time with us. I talked about rerouting my reserve infantry forces kind of round and back the hill onto this flank, but to be honest, I thought I was going to spend... the SU-100s are pretty slow. I was going to spend so much time driving around, it'd be quicker just to have my... take the 2 minutes to engage it, destroy it, and then just come straight up the road and chuck our infantry out. Wherever, even if we come all the way along here. I know there's some infantry in here we've got to take care of, but I feel like that's not so much an issue once we've got superiority. Okay. Let's see how well or how badly this goes. I think a spoiling part is, of course, more tank from reserve, but with had some good line of sight from scouts and things, and nothing's really cropped its head up. So I'm banking on the fact that there's nothing lurking back there at the minute. That wouldn't be the first time that I was wrong. Okay, so he's engaged against the infantry here, which is good. What I'd love to see is one of you guys actually getting line of sight on this thing. If I can do it this way, I mean, it'll show me who can see it. This is Russian tankers at their finest. Wow, no one. Okie dokie. Why have you not started moving? Maybe you did just very slowly. Okay. Alright, let's just check your position. Well, I'm confident you have the ability to see, should you choose to do so. Oh, I should get you to open up. That will help, okay. Definite oversight on my part there. Let's scooch down to your kind of... let's go to a 1, not quite a 1 height. Okay, this is your height. I mean, that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. You can definitely see. Let's jump all the way over here. Spin ourselves around. Ooh, dizzy cameras. Get ourselves into this position. I mean, I can see that from here. Yep. Okay. So it's just a question of patience. Why no face command? Okay. I could also do some proper target commands if I really wanted to. I don't think that's necessary. What are we spotting? Oh, there's another half-track here. Okay. That's not a problem, because once we start rolling in with our reserves, that shouldn't be an issue. Am I bold enough to start pushing you forward now? No, I will wait 1 more minute, and then we'll do a kind of 10-minute push-in on the farm. Okay. Alright, well, there's nothing for it, I think, but do 1 last minute and see if Soviets can spot. Well, there goes my commander. Since one of my options have been whittled out. I'm worried he's going to take a round to the face before this guy gets a spot. You're killing me, man. You're absolutely killing me. You just lost your commander as well. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, that was a pretty disastrous minute. I mean, yes, exposed, but it happens. Definite risk. It's gunned down by those Germans pulling back from those trees. And the real issue here is just the lack of sight that's going to cost us. I think that might be the same group of Germans that just got both of these. Yeah. And then they pull back. And they take out that commander. Oh well, good hunting. Right, question is, what have you done? You are starting to turn. Okay, so you're going for... I'm assuming this tank here. Yes, it's exactly what you're doing. Okay. which, you know, is actually fine. Now, do I want to open up with my commander? He's probably going to get shot, but if we don't, he's not going to see anything. You face this way. I mean, you are still in prime position. Only your Mark 1 eyeballs are working. But tell you what, since he's now facing the wrong way, let's be a bit more aggressive with this. You can hunt all the way up here in a nice big straight line. I'm just going to have you kind of do a little bit of armoured scouting for me. And then this fella, who's about to take a tank around him aside. How's the slope here? Not that forgiving. Well, we're about to see if you can out-reverse a tank destroyer. I suspect the answer is going to be no, but here, pull back like that and see if you can save yourself. Okay. Alright, let's play one final minute. I think you are going to try and be our hero of dreams here. Let's find out. You see it? Oh my god. Come on, man. Yeah, he's drawing fire. Didn't get shot at least. Just wow. Okay. And you still can't see anything either. This is a interesting time playing Soviets. Okay, so we've got some issues. No, we don't. We've got an issue. I think we're going to solve it. It's just a question of how much time. We've got 9 minutes left, so I do need to start pulling these forces in. We've got probably a reasonable amount of infantry and bits and pieces to blow to smithereens here. I suspect, well, you gents might be able to make a bit of an advance. I would like to try and get across this field. There is some smoke on the go. It's a risky one. Might try and see if we can't start to push you forward a little bit. You know, risk I'm willing to take and all that. Meanwhile, you are working, so let's get you back in here, and we're just going to start to area fire bits and pieces. Use our HE shells. Let's cause some pain. But that's all going to have to wait till next time, where we should be drawing this to a close. And hopefully the Soviet Mark 1 eyeball isn't going to let us down in the end. And we'll have a final 5 minutes to push in with our reserve forces to knock out this farm, which I'm fairly confident with. If we knock out this tank destroyer, then there's no real threats here. We're just going to roll up, deposit our troops probably along this kind of hedgerow, and just go to town with our HE shells. Main risk, what, perhaps 2 half tracks, which will blow to smithereens when we get our tanks in behind, so we shall see. But there may be some more hidden surprises. So I hope you've enjoyed it thus far. As ever, always keen to hear your comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio!